Hello friends, welcome to the Pharmatopus. Myself Amar Patil. Today we are going to discuss the remaining part of the infrared spectroscopy. We have already discussed two parts of these infrared spectroscopy. In first lecture we are already covered the theory behind the infrared spectroscopy, and in second lecture we are covered the Hooke's law and the importance in the IR spectroscopy. Now we are going to see the remaining part of the IR spectroscopy, and previously covered part also we see within the 5 or 10 minutes. First we see there is a electromagnetic spectrum, how the spectroscopy expanded in the wavelength regions. See this X-ray, and this is the radio frequency waves. The infrared waves is situated between the ultraviolet rays and the microwave rays, and the region, this is the vibrational region. The vibrational region mainly cover 2.5 micrometer to 15 micrometer, where actually the IR occurs. And why it is called as IR spectroscopy, that is infrared, because what is meant by infra is the meaning further on, and red is nothing but the red, this light of the visible spectroscopy. After the red is called as infrared spectroscopy. That we already discussed in first lecture why it is called as IR spectroscopy, and we all already know as we goes from X-ray to the radio frequency waves, these wavelength get increases, but reverses happen, energy get decreases. So energy of the X-ray wave is high. As energy is high, there is a energy directly proportional to the frequency, and frequency directly proportional to the wave number, but it is inversely proportional to the wavelength. This is the electromagnetic spectrum that we are already covered in the first lectures. Next, there are the different types of energy transitions that will occur in the electromagnetic spectrum. This is very important because these all are the principles that involved in the spectroscopy. If you see the X-ray, actually what will be happen in the X-ray, there is a bond breaking phenomena is mainly occurs in the X-rays. In the UV visible spectroscopy, there is a transitions occur, which is the electronic transition mainly changes in the UV visible spectroscopy. In case of the infrared spectroscopy, there is a change in the vibrationals transitions in case of the infrared spectroscopy. In case of the microwave, there is a change in the rotational vibration in the microwave, and in case of the radio frequency, mainly NMR, there is a change in the nuclear and the electronic spin, or it is also says that there is a change in the magnetic transition in case of the NMR. This is very important. Remember these are transition because they will ask in various competitive exams. Basically, we are before discussing all this chapter, we are knowing this, what are the transitions occurs between each spectroscopy. These are the molecular level changes occurs in the electromagnetic radiations. First we see in the NMR and the ESR. NMR is the nuclear magnetic resonance, ESR is the electron spin resonance. Both in this case there is a change in the spin. You know very well, in case of the NMR there is a spin quantum number changes. This molecular change happens in case of the NMR. In case of the microwave, there is a change in the orientation of the molecule. It actually happens at the molecular levels. As this will changes, what changes occurs, but this actually what happen at the molecular level that's given in this slides. In case of the infrared, there is a change in the configuration. What is meaning of this change in configuration? If you see in case of the infrared, there are mainly two vibrations occur in the infrared, that is stretching and the bending vibration. The stretching vibration mainly changes the bond length, that is stretch. When we stretch, there is a changes in the bond length, and when bending occurs, there is a change in the bond angle, and the bond angle and the bond length is nothing but determine the geometry of a molecule, and geometry is nothing but the configuration. That's why at molecular level IR spectroscopy is called as change in the configuration. This is very important, because we know already, because many times we don't know what is change in configuration occurs at the IR spectroscopy. This is the main concept behind this molecular changes. And in case of the UV visible spectroscopy, there is a change in the electronic distribution. In both these cases, that is in case of UV visible and X-ray, there is a change in electronic distribution occurs, but in case of these X-ray, there is a change in inner electrons. See this, there is change in the inner electron distribution occur. In case of the visible and ultraviolet, there is a outer orbital electron changes occurs. This is the main difference between UV and the ultraviolets, ultraviolet and the X-rays. Last one is the gamma rays. There is a change in the nuclear configuration. Gamma rays, there is a fragmentation occurs. Because of gamma rays, we have the higher energy and lower wavelength, which do the breakdown of these bigger molecule breakdown into the smaller. This is the all molecular changes that occurs in the electromagnetic radiation. This is very important slide. Please watch this video repeatedly to get concept clear. Now our main part is the infrared spectroscopy. There are the four main common spectroscopy techniques used to determine the structure of the organic compound. That main are the infrared, mass, NMR and the ultraviolet rays. Now today we are discussing the ultraviolet, that is infrared spectroscopy. This is the infrared spectrum of the 2-hydroxypropane. Mainly the infrared spectroscopy is determine the functional groups present or absent in the molecule, and any unknown compound. When we are analyze, the IR spectroscopy helps to determine which functional group is present in the unknown compound. Now each molecule has unique IR spectrum. So the IR spectrum is a fingerprint for a molecule. Why it is called as fingerprint? Because any unknown molecules contain many numbers of functional groups that can be easily determined or identified by using IR spectroscopy. That's why it is called as fingerprint for a molecule. Now IR spectrum result from combination of all possible stretching and the bending vibrations of individual bond and the whole molecule. Actually there are many, you know very well, in IR spectroscopy there is a transitions occurs of vibrations. There are mainly two types of vibration. This is stretching and this is bending. Stretching occurs between mainly 1600 to the 4000 wave number, and this complex vibration is nothing but the bending vibration. It occurs in the 600 to the 1400 wave number. This is called as fingerprint region. Always remember what is the range for the fingerprint region. The main fingerprint region is about 1600 to 1400, because in this range there is the complex, there is an overlapping of each functional group. But IR is a unique function. They are identified with different functional groups that are present in this We are discussing later on what is meant by the fingerprint region. Now this is we already discussed in first lecture what is meant by the IR active compound. The vibration transition in the molecule capable of changing the dipole moment in the molecule said to be the IR active. You know very well dipole moment is occurs between one electronegative atom attached to the less electronegative atom. Because of the unequal distribution of the electrons between the two atoms, there is a creation of the delta positive and delta negative charge. That is nothing but the dipole. That is, there are two poles, that is positive and negative pole, and this is called as dipole moment. And those compound which are symmetric compound is inactive in IR. This is very important because these H2, N2, Cl2, in case of H2, what will happen in case of H2? H2 shares equal electron between two H atom. That's why equal sharing of electron, there is no change in the dipole moment. Dipole moment is zero in these cases of symmetric compound. That's why it is IR inactive. And all functional groups that are asymmetric to they are detected by IR. Because those compounds which are asymmetric in nature, there is a changes in the dipole moment in these cases. That's why it is IR active. For more detail, please see first lecture of the IR spectroscopy. Now we are going to discuss. There are mainly three regions in the IR spectroscopy, that is near, mid IR and the far IR. Near IR is mainly located in between these regions. It is mainly considered as 0.6 to 2.5 micron meter, and this is range in the wave number, this is range in the wavelength. And mid is located between 2.5 to 25, far is located between 50 to 1000. But most commonly used IR is this range, IMP. Please remember this range. And during this PPT presentation or during this watching this video, please write down all these notes. Whenever you write down, they will fix in your minds these values. That's why writing is very beneficial to understand or to memorize all things. These are the three regions of the IR spectroscopy, that is near, mid and the far IR. Mainly we use mid IR. This is the units of the IR spectroscopy, that is IR is how IR are denoted. Microns and the micrometer are extensively used as a unit of wavelength. These both are same, micron and micrometer in past, but nowadays wave number are acceptable unit. There is the question why wave number is used in case of the IR spectroscopy as compared to the wavelength. We will see in next slides. First see, a simple reciprocal relationship exists between wavelength and the wave number. We already know wave number is equal to inversely proportional to the wavelength. To calculate wave number for given wavelength, this is the formula. Very important formula. If in suppose one calculation gives us the wave number and we are calculate the wavelength, alternately change this formula, we get the answer. That why I say this is the wave number is directly proportional to the energy and inversely proportional to the wavelength. Why use of wave number than the wavelength offers several advantages. This is very important slide because many numbers of competitive exams ask your question why we use wave number than the wavelength. This is the reason. Wave number are directly proportional to the frequency. See the main basic equation that we see in the first basic introduction chapter of the spectroscopy. The wave number is directly proportional to the frequency and it is expressed in a much more convenient number. As we seen in case of the wavelength, this is the wavelength region. This is look like a very complex. That's why we use these numbers, like these numbers. This is more convenient. Wave number is more convenient as compared to the wavelength. And because of wave number is directly proportional to frequency and energy, the use of wave number allows spectra to be displayed linear in the energy. Because as compound the change in the energy, there is also change in the wave number, because wave number and the energy have the linear relationship, but energy and the wavelength are inverse relationship. That's why there is a problem displaying the spectra. That's why we use wave number, not a wavelength. Next, now main and basic part of the IR spectroscopy are which are the vibrations that occurs in the IR spectroscopy. The molecule essentially resemble a system of balls of varying masses of corresponding to the atom of molecule and spring varying length of corresponding to various chemical bond. Meaning of this sentence is, suppose this is H, this is our bond is like a spring, this is Cl, these atoms are looks like a ball, and these bond, covalent bond looks like a spring. That described in these two sentences. Whenever there is an absorption of any energy, light, these spring get stretched, and because of this stretching, there is it absorb. This stretching is also because of there is a amount of light absorption that will causes the stretching of that covalent bond. That stretching is different for the different molecules. There are mainly two vibrations occurs in the IR spectroscopy, that is the stretching vibration, another is the bending vibration. What is meant by stretching? In the distance between two atoms increases or decreases, but atom remain in the same bond axis. What is meaning of this sentence? Stretching involves two, stretching and the compressing. What actually occurs in the stretching? In stretching, the bond distance between two atoms is increases. In case of compressing, there is decreases the distance, because compressing closes the two atoms, that or decreases the bond length. This is about stretching. In case of bending, in which position of atom changes relative to the bond axis. Here the atom position changes, but in this case atom remain in the same bond axis. But in this case there is a not change in the bond length. Essential difference between the stretching and bending is, in case of stretching there is a not change in the position of the atom, but in case of bending there is a change in the position of atom. But in case of stretching there is a change in the bond length, but in case of bending there is a not change in the bond length. This is the schematic classifications of the vibrations mode. There are mainly two modes, stretching and bending. Stretching is interatomic distance bond angle, is a change in the distance of the interatomic distance, but in bond angle remains same. In case of bending, change in bond angle but atomic distance remains same. There are mainly two types of stretching, symmetric stretching and asymmetric stretching. In case of bending, there are two types of bending, in plane bending and out of plane bending. In plane there are also two types. In plane there are scissoring and rocking. In case of out plane there is a wagging and the twisting. What is exactly meaning of each sentence we will discuss on the later slides. What is this? Very funny diagrams. Very funny picture is here. This is the stretching. See this, how this stretching occurs. But it is which type of stretching? It is this symmetric stretching. It means in case case of series examples, I think on let us like first series stretching. There are two types of stretching, that is symmetrical and asymmetrical stretching. Take an example of CH. Why it is called as symmetrical? Because the orientation of these two vectors are in same direction. That's why it is called as symmetrical stretching. In case of these asymmetrical stretching, there is the position of these vectors are in opposite direction. One are going on this side, one are going on this side. It means one are going from the center to this atom, and these are going from atom towards the center, but these are both are going from apart from the centers. That's why this is symmetric and this is asymmetric. Now question is arise, why asymmetrical stretching wave number is higher as compared to the symmetrical stretching? This is very important question. Please write down these, because I will not mention here, but I will tell you what is main exact reason that symmetric stretching occurs at lower wave number than the asymmetric. What generally happens in case of symmetric? In case of symmetric, only stretching is occurs, but in case of asymmetric, there are two types of stretching occur. First one is the name. It means asymmetric. What is meant by asymmetric? There is a occurrence of stretching and the compressing. That is, on stretching, there is decrease in the electron density and make bond weaker. And in case of compressing, there is a increase in the electron density and make bond stronger. So as we increase the electron density, there are increase in the energy required to get transition, that is vibrational transition. That's why increasing energy increases the wave number. Simple reason, in case of asymmetrical stretching, there are two types of asymmetric content, both stretching and compressing. On stretching, there is a decrease in electron density, bond makes weaker. In case of compressing, there is increase in the electron density and bond gets stronger, so that's why it require more energy. But in case of symmetric, there is an absence of the compressing. That's why it have lesser energy and the lesser wave number. This is the exact reason of asymmetric and the stretching, symmetrical stretching. Now we see the bending. See bending. There are two types of bending, that is in plane bending and out of plane bending. In case of in plane bending, these two types, that is scissoring and rocking, are the types of bending. These are in plane. What is mean by in plane? Because in plane means all these three atoms, first, second, third, relatively in one position. See, these all atoms in the one position. This is one position. But in case of these also, in case of rocking also, these are in position. These three atoms are in position. That's why it is called as in plane bending vibration. In case of these wagging and twisting, this is called as out of plane bending vibration. Why? Because two or one of atom are moving away from the plane. See this, on these three atoms, one of atom get moved from the plane. That's why these in plane is not occurs in case of these cases, wagging and the twisting, because one or two atoms are get moving away from this plane. That's why it is called as out of plane bending vibration. Now is question, bending, it generally occurs below 50, 100. Sorry, this is not a good pen. And stretching occurs always greater than 1600. Why this occurs? Stretching occurs at higher wave number and bending occurs at lower wave number. What is the major reason behind this? This is also write down. We already discussed in case of the stretching. Whenever stretching requires pulling away electron density, whenever there are two types of forces are present in the stretching, attractive forces and repulsive forces. To overcome both these forces, we require more energy. But these two forces are mainly absent in the bending. In case of bending, only repulsive forces are present. Attractive forces are absent. So, in case of bending, only repulsion are present between these hydrogen and these oxygen. That is, lone pair repulsion and the lone pair bond pair repulsion and bond pair repulsion are occur in case of the bending. That's why bending requires lesser energy to get vibrational transition as compared to the stretching. That's why bending requires the lesser energy and have the lesser wave number. What is exactly meaning of the scissoring? When in case of scissoring, two atoms approach to each other. See this. Scissoring as like our scissor. This is examples of the scissor. See how we will operate the scissor, as these scissorings also occur in the type. In case of the rocking, as rocking in this type, the movement of atom takes place in the same direction. Rocking means we dance in one direction. Both hands we pull in one direction. This is the rocking. In case of the wagging, two atoms move up down in a plane with respect to the central atom. In case of the wagging, one atom get down and one get up. Another get up, another get down. This up down occurs in the wagging, and in case of twisting, one of atom moves up the plane while other atom moves down the plane with respect to the central atom. That is, one go up, other go down. Up down occurs in case of the twisting. We will see very nice examples of these. By using this picture, we are understanding what is vibrations occurs in the IR spectroscopy. Identify which is this vibration. See this. These are at one time stretch in same direction. That's why it is called as symmetrical stretching. In second, see this. One get compress, another get stretch. Stretching, compressing, stretching, compressing, stretching, compressing. That's why asymmetric have the. This is asymmetric stretching. That's why it have the higher energy and higher wave number than the stretching vibration. This is the bending, but which type of bending it is? Identify. Very interesting. This is the in-plane bending, in which in-plane this is the scissoring. See, eyes like scissor, they will have, it looks like a scissor. That's why it is a scissoring in case of the in-plane bending. Now this is like a dance. That's why it is called as rocking, rock in the party. This is a rocking. What is this? See, what is this? This is a twist, up, down, up, and this is wagging. So this is again up down, and this is the actually twisting, like boxing. These are all about the stretching and bending. Another question, bending is also called as, write down, bending is also called as deformation. Now we will see why not single peak in a spectra. If I take the spectra of the benzene, I will get many numbers of peaks in the spectra. Why these occurs? Why more than one signal for one bond? Why these occurs? If I take ketone, then I will got many numbers of peaks. Why these occurs? Answer of this is the degree of freedom. Now we will see what is mean of the degree of freedom. Let us see what is means of the degree of freedom. Actually, what is means of degree of freedom? First see, in polyatomic molecule, polyatomic means contain one or more molecules, it exhibit more than one fundamental vibrations. The number of these fundamental band are related to the degree of freedom. Means it contains the many numbers of peaks in a spectra. This is due to the degree of freedom. The number of fundamental bond related to the degree of freedom in a molecule. The number of degree of freedom equal to the sum of coordinate necessarily local all atom in a molecule space. Each atom has 3 degree of freedom corresponding to the 3 coordinates and perpendicular to the each other to the position. What are the 3 degree of freedom? That is, first one is the translation, rotational and the vibrational degree of freedom. In polyatomic molecule containing n number of atoms, there are 3n degree of freedom. The 3 coordinate indicates translation motion while required to describe rotational motion. Then non-linear, this is very important. See this please. In many numbers of exams they will ask benzene have how many degrees of the freedom. See this, in non-linear molecule containing n atoms, the 3 degree of freedom is said possesses as 3n minus 6 vibrational degree of freedom. How this 3n minus 6 will come? Always remember, in case of non-linear molecule, there are 3 translational degree of freedom, 3 rotational degree of freedom, and vibrational degree of freedom we have to calculate. These 3 and 3 get 6, and these 3n, and n is nothing but the number of atom, and the 3 indicate how many numbers of the degree of freedom, that is translational, rotational, vibrational. This is the explanation of these formula. But in case of linear molecule, there are 3n minus 5 vibrational modes, and this is called as normal or the fundamental vibrational modes. What is meant by why this is 3n minus 5? Because in case of the linear molecule, there are only 3 translation vibration and 2 rotational vibration. 3 translation degree of freedom and 2 rotational degree of freedom. 3 and 2 get 5. In this case linear, there are 3 translation and 3 rotational. That's why it is 6. And these two formula, then we have to calculate what is the degree of freedom of non-linear and the linear compound. Please understand these two concepts, how to calculate non-linear and linear degree of freedom. See this example. This is not important part, but these examples are very important in the competitive exams. Methane. Methane is the non-linear molecule. What is mean by the linear? Linear have the same atom in each side. Methane is a non-linear. Non-linear means not symmetric simply. In case of methane, how many molecules of the methane? Methane contain 5 atoms. How? C is 1 and 4 hydrogen. 4 hydrogen plus C 5. Then this is N is 5. Our formula is this 3n minus 6. 3n is the 5 and minus 6. These are the 9 vibrational degree of freedom in case of methane. We know already in case of the non-linear there are 3 rotational and 3 vibrational degree of freedom, and upon this calculation we get 9 vibrational degree of freedom. In case of ethane there are 8 items, that's why it is 18 degree of freedom. And now my question, whenever in one of the NIPER question they will ask what is the degree of freedom for the benzene ring? Calculate for benzene. Benzene have C6H6 and it 12 degree of freedom. 12 means 12 into these 3 is 36. 36 minus 6, 30. There are 30 vibrational degree of freedom in case of the benzene. Now we will calculate for carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is example of linear molecule. See this, because on both sides we have similar groups, not similar groups, but it is, yes, it is similar group, but it is linear, not non-linear. That's why it have formula this 3n minus 5, because in this case only 2 vibrational degree of freedom, 2 rotational degree of freedom, not a 3. How to calculate this? Carbon dioxide have 3 atoms, put 3 atoms in this formula, 3 into 3 9 minus 4 4. There are 4 degree of freedom in case of the carbon dioxide. Please, this is very easy, but remember the formula for linear and the non-linear. This is also same thing, so therefore non-linear molecule number of vibrational degree of freedom is equal to 3n minus 6, where n is the number of atom, and non-linear is for triatomic water molecule there is a 3 vibrational degree of freedom. This is calculated from this formula. And the for linear molecule number of vibrational degree of freedom is equal to 3n minus 5, and n is the number of atom. And for linear triatomic carbon dioxide there are 4 vibrational degree of freedom. Please write down these all things in your own notes, because many numbers of points that not included in the slides, those points not included slides you have to write, please, because this is very important. I think this is now understanding very well now. Next, see what is mean by the overtone. Overtone is an integral multiple of frequency of fundamental vibration. First, we know what is meant by fundamental vibration. Fundamental vibration is our vibration that occur in the mainly this, when this is the ground state, and after absorbing the energy it will get into the excited state. This is the fundamental vibration, and overtone is integral multiple of frequency of fundamental vibration. In fundamental vibration occurs from ground state to the higher excited state. In case of fundamental, there is a lower ground excited state, but in case of the overtone, there is a higher energy excited state. This is first overtone, this is second overtone, this is third overtone. There are number of overtones. That's why it is called as integral multiple of frequency of fundamental vibration. Understand this definition, very handy. This series excitation from ground state to the higher energy state, which correspond to the transition from V0 to the V2. Actually, this is V0 and this is V1 in case of fundamental vibration, but in case of overtone, V0 to V2 and V3, number of V4, V5, V6. That V0 to V2 is called as first overtone, and V0 to V3 is called as second overtone of fundamental vibration, and require radiation twice and thrice times its frequency. Example, the overtone of carbonyl fundamentals occur at 700, but it will be 3400. This is very nice example, because you know very well carbonyl wave number occurs at 700 fundamental vibration, but it first overtone, it means this V2 multiply by 2. 700 first overtone is multiplied by 2. Get 17 into 2, 3400. That is doubles, and second overtone get double, as like this. 1700 into 3 is a second overtone, as like this. Most overtone found near infrared region beyond 4000. Always remember, there are three regions we know: near, mid and far. In case of near IR region is called as overtone region. Write down these all things. Near region is called as overtone region, mid IR region is called vibrational region, and far IR is called as rotational region. But such absorption peak are weaker. I think this is very understandable slides, because I will explain everything about overtone, but see what is exactly meaning by looking these slides. What is fundamental vibration frequencies? A molecule corresponding to transition occur between ground state to the lower energy excited state, that is V1. But transition 0 to 1 is a fundamental vibration. The transition 0 to n is greater than 1, it may be called overtone. That is transition below the n1, means below the 1, is called as hot transition. This is very important. Greater than 1 is the overtone, below the 1 is the hot band. Overtones occur when vibrational mode is excited from V0 to V2, which is called as first overtone, and V0 to V3 is called as second overtone. These are already discussed. This is what diagrammatics means. See this. This is the fundamental vibration. This, and in case of 0 to 2, this is the 0 to 2 is the overtones. 0 to 3 is also overtone, 0 to 4 also overtone, 0 to 5 also overtone. 0 to 6 also overtones. This is about overtone. Now what is about, this is the mathematical representation. Fundamental band is the XY, then overtone is the integer multiple of the XY, that is fundamental band. There is this IR spectrum absorption band located over wide range. It may happen that energy of one band coincide with the another mode. That is the overtone. Now another type of bond is second. First we see overtone. Now we will see what is combination band. Combination band means combination of the two fundamental band. Suppose one band is 1300, second band is the 1700. Plus of this get 3000 band. This is the combination of fundamental band and overtone also, or the combination of the overtone and fundamental also. This is called combination band. And third type is the difference band. Difference means one wave number get minus by another. Suppose I have the 3000 wave number of CH minus 1600 wave number of C double bond C. I will get 1400. This is called as difference band, and this is where AMP, the interaction between fundamental overtone or combination band is called as Fermi resonance. Many number of exams they will ask what is meaning of this core term, what is overtone, what is combination, what is difference, and what is most important is the Fermi resonance and the overtone. What is meant by Fermi resonance? Fermi resonance is nothing but there is a combination of, or there is the interaction between fundamental and overtone or the combination vibrations. Now we will see. These are the definition we have already discussed. What is overtone, what is combination band. Now we are going to our next and very important concept of Fermi resonance. Actually, how Fermi resonance will occur. Why this name is given? Because it is first studied by Enrico Fermi. When an overtone or combination band falls near a strong fundamental vibration, it causes decrease in the intensity of fundamental vibration and large increase in the intensity of overtone and the combination vibration. This is a very complicated sentence. What actually happens in case of the Fermi resonance? See examples of the CO2. Always remember, first Fermi resonance occurs in case of the CO2. The fundamental vibration of the CO2, mainly the asymmetric stretching, occurs at 1337, and I think this is given wrong because asymmetric stretching is not at 37. This is wrong, sorry. Actually symmetric stretching is occur at this. 1 minute, we will do eraser for this. Okay, no, that's pen. See this is symmetric stretching. Actually symmetric stretching not happen in case of the IR. Symmetric stretching of the CO2 occurs in the Raman, because always remember symmetric stretching are inactive in case of the IR spectroscopy but active in case of the Raman spectroscopy. This occurs in the 1337 and asymmetric will occurs at 2370 inverse wave number. This is asymmetric stretching. And two bending vibrations occurs at 1667.3. but these two bending vibrations have the same energy. That's why multiply of these is the 1334.6 wave number. Actually what happened, symmetric stitching in Raman occurs at 37 and the two bending vibration which are equivalent that absorb at same frequency, that is 667. The overtone of this overtone generally occurs at this. This is the overtone of this, which very close to the this. That's why the Fermi resonance takes place, resulting in shift of first level toward the higher frequency. That is these mutual perturbation means there is a same in the frequency or the wave number of these symmetric stitching, and the overtone will occurs mutual perturbation which causes two bands or doublets, causes in case of this CO2 these 1285 reduces the fundamental frequency and increases the overtone frequency about 1388. Parent is the 1334, but the increase is the 1388. In case of the stretching, symmetric stretching, the fundamental vibration occurs at 1337, but it get decreased to the 1285. This is the meaning of these syntax. Now read, when overtone and the combination band falls near strong fundamental vibration, series overtone or combination band, this is overtone, falls near a strong fundamental vibration. Falls near means these occurs nearer to this. Okay, this is fundamental vibration. It causes decrease in the intensity of fundamental vibration. See this, when Fermi resonance occurs, these will get decrease and large increase in the intensity of overtone or the combination. These series, these get increase. This is the meaning of the Fermi resonance. Please watch this video 2 or more times to get hold this concept, because watching it by one time is not sufficient to get all clear concepts. This is the Fermi resonance about the CO2. Now we will see what are the types of bands occurs in the IR spectroscopy. Write down types of band or peak. Okay, see this. Wave number location of IR band, that is always remember IR is plotted in this direction. Here is the percent transmittance and here is the wave number. Intensity of IR band, there are mainly three types of band, that is strong band, medium band and the weak band. This is the strong band because these give very large peak. This is the medium band and this is the weak band. See this, very nice concept. We know what is the relation of transmittance and the absorbance. Always remember, transmittance is inverse to the absorption. Why it is called as strong band? Because see this, there is the transmittance about 0 to 5%, yeah, 0 to 10%. It means Whenever transmittance is 10%, that time absorbance is the 19%. In this case, these band get 90% absorbed. That's why it is called as strong band. In this case, it will 50% absorb and 50% transmit. That's why called as medium band. In this case, 90% get transmit and 10% is get absorb. That's why it is called as weak band. This is nice concept. Fingerprint region. Which region is called as fingerprint region? Many bands and many overlaps. Heavy atom stage, all bends. Because there is a lot of confusion. Actually, fingerprint region is situated between these regions, 600 to the 14. This is called molecular fingerprint because actually bending are mainly occurs in these regions and many numbers of molecules, their ranges are overlaps in this region, and IR have specific function to differentiate these waves. That's why IR is called as fingerprinting of the molecules. Remember this range and why it is IR is called as molecular fingerprinting. This is very important concept and very important bit or part of the IR spectroscopy. That is factor influencing vibrational frequency. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 factors. This is very IMP part of the vibrational frequency. These we are already covered in the 4th lecture. That is how electronic effect will affect on the vibrational frequencies. Let's see what is means of this. First we see electronic effect. But before we look into this, first see what are the primary factors that cover the vibrational frequency. Hooke's law. This already we are discussing in the 2nd lecture. It is Hooke's law is the wave number is directly proportional to the square root of k, that is force constant, inversely proportional to the mu, that is reduced mass, and mu is nothing but the m1 plus m2, m1 into m2, m1 plus m2. m1 and m2 are the masses of the diatomic molecule, and these are replaced by this 4.12, that is k divided by mu. And influence of k, how k will depend upon which factors. This is series in the k is increasing this direction because C triple bond C is the strongest bond. As bond is strong, k also strong. K is called as force constant. Force constant get increases when bond is stronger. In triple bond is very stronger than the double bond is very stronger than the triple bonds. That's why as the bond strength increases, the energy required for the vibration also increases. That's why k increases. As k increases, wave number also increases. See in this case, alkyne get absorbed at 200, 150, alkene is absorbed at 1650, and C single bond C absorbed at 1200. In this direction, there is increase in the k. In case of these, I will already discuss bending absorb at lower wave number than the staging, because in case of staging there are the attractive and the repulsive process in the staging. That's why they are increasing the strength of the bond. That's why these are absorbed at the higher wave number. In case of the hybridization effect, see this CH, we are talking about CH, not about the alkene. When this CH attached to triple bond, this is sp hybridization. This is attached to double bond, this is sp2 hybridization. When this is attached to the single bond, this is sp hybridization. See this, because of this sp. Why sp is greater than the sp2 than sp3? Because in this case s have 50% contribution, p have 50% contribution in case of sp. As we increase the percentage of the s orbital, s is the very smallest orbital and which act as a electronegative orbitals. That's why as we increase the s orbital percentage, there is an increase in the electronegativity. That's why make this bond stronger. That's why it absorb at 3300, these absorb at 30,100 and these absorb at 2900. What is influence of mu? Mu is nothing but the reduced mass. See, wave number decreasing in this direction. As we are going to increase the mass attached to the carbon, the frequency will get decreased. See this relationship, mu is inversely proportional to the wave number. As we increase the mass of the atom, the frequency gate decreases and the wave number also decreases. H is the very smallest atomic mass atom, that's why it has 3000. C is bigger mass than the H. As we increase the masses, so is decreasing the wave number. This part already we will discuss. These also explain same things. What is the hybridization effect? This is acetylene, this is vinylene, maybe the aromatic or maybe the vinyl. This is aliphatic, this is aldehyd. Always remember, in these, this is very this region is very easy to identify because CH occurs at the 30,000, double bond CH occurs at the 3100 and the triple bonded CH occurs at 3300, but aldehyd occurs nearer to this. Always there is a confusion between this CH and the this CH because these also occurs nearer to this region. This series increases S character, moves absorption to the left because S is electronegative. It increases the bond strength, that will increase the wave number. What is effect of inductive on the resonance or conjugation of carbonyl absorption? That we will discuss. See this acetone about 1735 chloroacetone. As we attach chlorine, that is electronegative group, there is an increase in the vibrational frequency. This is dichloroacetone, this is tetrachloroacetone. This we will discuss.